Setting boundaries is essential for healthy relationships, both personally and professionally. Boundaries help define what is acceptable and what is not, allowing us to protect our well-being and communicate our needs clearly. Without boundaries, misunderstandings and resentment can build up over time. In this video, we'll explore practical ways to communicate your boundaries effectively, ensuring your voice is heard and respected. Let's start by understanding why boundaries are so important and how they can positively impact your life. Before you can communicate your boundaries, it's important to recognize what you need. Take some time to reflect on situations where you've felt uncomfortable, overwhelmed, or disrespected. These feelings are often signals that a boundary has been crossed. Identifying your needs helps you clarify what you want to protect and what limits you need to set. This self-awareness is the foundation for healthy boundary setting and will make your communication much clearer and more confident. Boundaries can take many forms. They might be physical, such as personal space, emotional, like protecting your feelings, or digital, such as privacy online. Understanding the different types of boundaries helps you communicate them more specifically. For example, you might need to set a boundary about how late you're willing to answer work emails or how much personal information you share with acquaintances. Knowing the type of boundary you need makes your message clearer. Many people struggle with setting boundaries due to fear of conflict, guilt, or the desire to please others. It's normal to feel nervous about asserting your needs, especially if you're not used to it. Recognizing these challenges is the first step toward overcoming them. Remember, setting boundaries is not about being rude or selfish. It's about self-respect and mutual understanding. Let's look at some common obstacles and how to address them. Before you communicate a boundary, prepare what you want to say. Think about the specific behavior or situation you want to address and decide on the outcome you hope for. Practice your message in your mind or write it down. This preparation helps you stay calm and focused during the conversation, making it easier to express yourself clearly and confidently. Remember, preparation is key to effective communication. When communicating boundaries, using I statements can make your message less confrontational. For example, instead of saying, "You always interrupt me," try, "I feel unheard when I'm interrupted." This approach focuses on your feelings and experiences, rather than blaming the other person. I statements encourage understanding and reduce defensiveness, making it more likely that your boundary will be respected. Clarity is crucial when setting boundaries. Avoid vague language or hinting at what you want. Instead, be direct and specific about your needs. For example, say, "I need some quiet time after work," rather than "I'm tired." Being clear helps others understand exactly what you expect and reduces the chance of misunderstandings. Remember, directness is respectful and helps build trust. When communicating boundaries, simplicity is your friend. Long explanations or justifications can weaken your message and invite debate. State your boundaries simply and confidently. For example, "I'm not available on weekends" is clear and leaves little room for confusion. Keeping things simple shows that you are firm in your decision and helps others respect your limits. Your body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions all play a role in communicating boundaries. Standing tall, making eye contact, and speaking calmly reinforce your message. If your words and body language don't match, people may not take your boundary seriously. Practicing confident nonverbal cues can make a big difference in how your message is received. Choosing the right time to communicate a boundary is important. Avoid bringing up sensitive topics when emotions are running high or when the other person is distracted. Instead, find a calm moment when you can both focus on the conversation. Good timing increases the chances that your message will be heard and respected, making the process smoother for everyone involved. Communicating boundaries isn't just about talking, it's also about listening. When the other person responds, listen actively to their perspective. Show that you understand by nodding, making eye contact, and summarizing what they say. This builds mutual respect and makes it more likely that your boundaries will be honored. Active listening is a key part of any healthy conversation. Sometimes, people may react negatively when you set a boundary. They might push back, question your decision, or become emotional. It's important to stay calm and composed in these moments. Take deep breaths, pause if needed, and repeat your boundary if necessary. Staying calm shows that you are serious about your needs and helps de-escalate any tension. Not everyone will accept your boundaries right away. Some may try to negotiate or ignore your requests. When this happens, restate your boundary firmly and consistently. Avoid getting drawn into arguments or lengthy explanations. Remember, you have the right to set limits, and it's okay to stand your ground. Consistency is key to making your boundaries stick. Framing your boundaries in positive language can make them easier for others to accept. Instead of focusing on what you don't want, highlight what you do want. For example, Say, I appreciate it when we start meetings on time, rather than don't be late. Positive language encourages cooperation and reduces defensiveness, making your communication more effective. Sometimes, it's necessary to set consequences if your boundaries are not respected. This isn't about punishing others, but about protecting yourself. For example, if someone repeatedly interrupts you, you might say, "If I'm interrupted again, I'll need to end the conversation." Setting clear consequences shows that you are serious about your boundaries and helps others understand the importance of respecting them. Workplace boundaries are especially important for maintaining a healthy work-life balance. This might mean setting limits on overtime, clarifying your availability, or protecting your personal time. Communicate these boundaries professionally and respectfully. For example, let your team know your preferred hours for meetings or when you are unavailable for calls. Clear boundaries at work help prevent burnout and improve productivity. Family relationships can be complicated, making boundary setting even more important. Whether it's about privacy, time, or emotional support, be honest and gentle when communicating with family members. Use clear language and express your needs without blaming or criticizing. Healthy boundaries with family create space for mutual respect and understanding, strengthening your relationships over time. Friendships thrive on trust and respect. Setting boundaries with friends might involve saying no to certain activities, protecting your time, or addressing uncomfortable topics. Approach these conversations with kindness and understanding. True friends will respect your boundaries and appreciate your honesty. Remember, boundaries help friendships grow stronger, not weaker. In today's digital world, setting boundaries online is just as important as in person. Decide who can contact you, what information you share, and how much time you spend on devices. Communicate your digital boundaries clearly, such as letting people know when you're offline or setting limits on social media interactions. Digital boundaries protect your privacy and mental health. Healthy romantic relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding. Setting boundaries with your partner might involve discussing personal space, time alone, or expectations around communication. Be open and honest, and encourage your partner to share their boundaries as well. This creates a safe environment where both people feel valued and understood. Even brief interactions with strangers can require boundaries. For example, you might need to assert your personal space in public or decline unwanted conversations. Use polite but firm language, and trust your instincts. Setting boundaries with strangers is about safety and comfort, and it's always okay to prioritize your well-being. Just as you want your boundaries respected, it's important to honor the boundaries of others. Listen carefully when someone communicates their needs, and avoid pushing or questioning their limits. Respect builds trust and strengthens relationships. By modeling respect for boundaries, you encourage others to do the same for you. If you realize you've crossed someone else's boundary, apologize sincerely. Acknowledge your mistake and ask how you can make things right. Taking responsibility shows maturity and respect, and it helps repair any damage to the relationship. Everyone makes mistakes. What matters is how you respond and learn from them. Boundaries aren't a one-time conversation. You may need to reinforce them over time, especially if others forget or slip up. Gently remind people of your limits and stay consistent in your communication. Over time, your boundaries will become more accepted and respected, making your relationships healthier and more balanced. If someone repeatedly ignores your boundaries, it may be necessary to take further action. This could mean limiting contact, seeking support, or reevaluating the relationship. Your well-being comes first, and it's okay to make tough decisions to protect yourself. Remember, you deserve to have your boundaries respected. If you're struggling to set or maintain boundaries, don't hesitate to seek support. Talk to trusted friends, family, or a professional counselor. Support from others can provide encouragement, advice, and perspective, making it easier to stand firm in your boundaries. Remember, you're not alone in this process. Setting boundaries is a form of self-care. It allows you to protect your time, energy, and emotional health. Make self-care a priority by regularly checking in with yourself and adjusting your boundaries as needed. When you take care of yourself, you're better able to support others and maintain healthy relationships. Assertiveness is the ability to express your needs and opinions confidently without being aggressive or passive. Setting boundaries is an important part of assertiveness. Practice speaking up for yourself in a calm and respectful way. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to communicate your boundaries effectively. Empathy plays a key role in boundary setting. Try to understand the other person's perspective even as you assert your own needs. Empathy helps you communicate with kindness and reduces the chance of conflict. Balancing empathy with assertiveness leads to healthier, more respectful relationships. Boundaries can vary widely across cultures. What's considered normal in one culture may be seen as rude or distant in another. Be mindful of cultural differences when communicating boundaries, especially in diverse workplaces or communities. Ask questions and be open to learning about others' perspectives. Respecting cultural differences helps build stronger, more inclusive relationships. Healthy boundaries are closely linked to self-esteem. When you value yourself, you're more likely to set and maintain boundaries. Building self-esteem takes time, but each step you take to assert your needs reinforces your sense of self-worth. Remember, you deserve respect and consideration, just like anyone else. It's common to feel guilty when setting boundaries, especially if you're used to putting others first. Remember, guilt is a natural emotion, but it doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect, not selfishness. Over time, the guilt will fade as you see the positive impact boundaries have on your life. Without boundaries, it's easy to become overwhelmed and burned out. Protect your energy by setting limits on your time and commitments. Recognize the signs of burnout, such as exhaustion or irritability, and take action to restore balance. Boundaries are a powerful tool for preventing burnout and maintaining your well-being. Respect is at the heart of boundary setting. When you communicate your boundaries respectfully, you show that you value both yourself and the other person. Respectful communication builds trust and makes it more likely that your boundaries will be honored. Always approach boundary conversations with kindness and consideration. Setting boundaries is a sign of personal growth. It shows that you are taking responsibility for your own well-being and relationships. Each time you communicate a boundary, you become more confident and self-assured. Growth takes time, but every step you take brings you closer to a healthier, more balanced life. Life is always changing, and your boundaries may need to change too. Be flexible and willing to adjust your boundaries as your needs evolve. Communicate any changes clearly to those around you. Flexibility ensures that your boundaries continue to serve you well, no matter what life brings. Forgiveness is sometimes necessary when boundaries are crossed. If someone apologizes and makes an effort to respect your limits, consider offering forgiveness. This doesn't mean forgetting what happened, but it allows you to move forward without holding on to resentment. Forgiveness can help heal relationships and reinforce the importance of boundaries. Setting boundaries is a key part of developing independence. It allows you to make choices that are right for you without being overly influenced by others. Independence doesn't mean isolation. It means having the freedom to decide what's best for your own life. Boundaries help you stand on your own while still connecting with others. Everyone has a unique communication style, and this can affect how boundaries are set and received. Some people are more direct, while others are more reserved. Pay attention to your own style and adapt your approach as needed. Being aware of communication differences helps you navigate boundary conversations more effectively. Communicating boundaries can feel vulnerable, especially if you're worried about rejection or conflict. Embrace vulnerability as a strength that shows courage and authenticity. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with expressing your needs. Vulnerability is a natural part of building strong, honest relationships. Regular self-reflection helps you stay aware of your boundaries and how well they're working. Take time to check in with yourself and notice any areas where you feel uncomfortable or resentful. Adjust your boundaries as needed and celebrate your progress. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for personal growth and healthy relationships. Your boundaries are shaped by your personal values. Take time to identify what matters most to you, such as honesty, respect, or independence. Align your boundaries with your values and communicate them clearly to others. When your boundaries reflect your values, you'll feel more confident and authentic in your interactions. Every time you set and communicate a boundary, you take a step toward personal growth. Growth isn't always easy, but it's worth the effort. Celebrate your progress, learn from setbacks, and keep moving forward. Boundaries are a lifelong skill that will continue to benefit you in every area of your life. Healthy relationships are built on clear, respectful boundaries. When both people communicate their needs and limits, trust and understanding grow. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. It's a sign of respect for yourself and others. With practice, boundary setting becomes a natural part of your relationships, leading to greater happiness and fulfillment. Communicating boundaries is a skill that takes practice, patience, and self-awareness. Remember to be clear, direct, and respectful, and don't be afraid to reinforce your boundaries as needed. Whether at work, with family, friends, or strangers, healthy boundaries lead to stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Keep practicing, stay true to your values, and watch your confidence and connections grow.